Bonjour, je suis ton professeur, Monsieur Gris, et aujourd'hui nous allons calculer accents. Bonjour et au revoir, ça va, comment t'appelles-tu et les nombres 1 through 10. Anyways, hi, I am your teacher, Monsieur Gris, and today for week 1 we're going to be welcoming you to the French language with some basics that you can use and kind of introducing you to the French alphabet, French numbers, and a little bit of French culture as well. So let's get right into it. So we're going to start with les accents, which are the accents that the French use to dictate what sound the letter makes. And the English and French alphabets are very similar, but they have these differences that you need to know. Especially when later in your French classes, you will need to know what these accents are called so that you can use them just wherever you need to be using them. So let's start off with accent aigu. Now, accent aigu turns the typical E, which would make an E sound, into an A sound. So example, we have éléphant. Now notice it's not éléphant, it's éléphant. And that's what the accent aigu does. Next, we're going to go to the grave, accent grave. An accent grave turns the E into a E sound. So examples we have over here, we have fèvre, which is a fever. We have la and ou as well. For accent circumflex, our example we have for that is gâteau. We have the accent CD, and the accent CD is the little squiggly line you see under the C there. It's very commonly used in the expression ça va. And ça va is kind of like what's up, how's it doing? And notice now it's not cava, it's ça va. So the little squiggly thing on the bottom of the C turns the hard C into an S sound. And lastly, we're going to look at the accent tréma. Now this dictates that you hold on to the next vowel after it. So typically in French, if I was reading if I was reading the word below, it would just say nol without the accent. But since there's that accent tréma in E, we're going to pronounce it Noël because we have to take time to pronounce that second vowel. Let's get into some typical French greetings, something that you would hear kind of around the streets of Paris, around the streets of Marseille, etc., etc., etc. And we'll start with bonjour, which means hello or good day. And bonjour, it varies depending on the time of day, but we will learn more about how that varies later. Ça va, which is what's up, how are you? It's a typical way to kind of start a conversation with somebody. And last we have au revoir, which means goodbye. And make sure you practice pronouncing these correctly because Americans tend to butcher the basic French greetings, like they'll say bonjour instead of bonjour, which is the correct pronunciation. Don't say ça va, say ça va. And then don't say au revoir. You have to pronounce it like the French pronounce it because it's their language, au revoir. And next, let's move on to the dialogue kind of associated with ça va. I'm going to get you talking a little bit today. So the answer to ça va as a question, which is what's up, how are you doing, is typically one of 3 responses in some kind of small talk. We have ça va bien, which means I'm doing well. We have ça va mal, which means I'm doing bad / poorly. We have ça va comme ci comme ça, which means I'm doing okay. And you can use any 3 of these in response to ça va. Next we have comment t'appelles-tu? And this is to learn somebody's name. This is to ask what is your name. And there are 2 forms to it that are typically used. Comment t'appelles-tu, which is informal, or comment vous appelez-vous, which is formal. And typically formal is used in a more dating respect kind of context. But both are used, and we'll go into informal and formal later in the lessons. So yeah, what is your name? Comment t'appelles-tu? Comment vous appelez-vous? And obviously, if someone asks you this question, you don't want to just kind of stare at them like a deer in the headlights. So to say my name is, you're going to say je m'appelle. Try that again. Je m'appelle. Yeah, get some practice saying it correctly. Je m'appelle. which means my name is. So example, je m'appelle Dylan, and then you would say, je m'appelle, etc., etc. And lastly, we're going to be hitting the numbers today, the French numbers. We're just going to do 1 through 10 today. Make sure you're writing down the correct spelling of each. And I've spelled phonetically next to it, kind of to help you pronounce it correctly, though I'll be going through that too with you as well. So to start out, we have is 1. It's not un, it's Next we have deux, which is 2. We have deux, and it's not do, it's deux. Next we have trois, which is 3. Trois, not trois. After that we have quatre, which is 4. It's a quatre, pronounced like cat. Next we have 5, which is cinq, kind of pronounced like the American word sank, which is why I put that next to it. We have cinq. 6 is six. Now it's kind of a false friend, as it's not pronounced in English, but it is spelled the same. So six is how you pronounce that. Then we have sept, which is 7. We have huit, which is 8. We have huit. We have neuf, which is 9. Neuf. And then dix, which is 10. Dix. Alright, and then some homework for you. I need you to sign up for a Duolingo account. It's pretty easy. You can do it with either your Google account, your Facebook account, or you can just sign up with an email address. Pretty straightforward. Obviously review the material and the notes you took from today. Make sure to take some good notes on all of this information so you can retain it for later. And complete the Basics 1 lesson in Duolingo's French course. That should take about 5 minutes, not too bad. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited to be teaching you, and this has been the first lesson in Français 1. Au revoir!